Hey everyone, welcome to my first ever episode of my pop blog. In today's episode I'm going to be talking about narrative paradigm and applying that to Gossip Girl, followed by more craziness and talking about my unhealthy relationship with a certain female gangster rap artist. So without further ado, let's get this started. Over this past winter break, me and my partner and I started watching Gossip Girl on Netflix, and it's quickly become one of my biggest addictions. There really isn't too much television out there. There's very few exceptions in which I won't become addicted to a television program. Really, no matter how trashy it is, I'm going to become addicted to it. But I digress. Walter Fisher, the mad scientist that he is, theorized that human beings interpret the world through storytelling. We all engage in narratives that use plots, characters, and actions to make arguments. Fisher called this the narrative paradigm. So how does this all apply to pop culture, you might be asking yourself? Well, not all stories are created equally, and in taking a narrative perspective and studying mediated text, one looks at the morals or the messages about what people ought and ought not to be doing. So, to determine if a narrative is rational, one has to look at both narrative coherence and narrative fidelity. Narrative coherence, on one hand, basically asks, does the story actually make sense? And is there any kind of continuity within the actual message? Do characters actually behave as they should? Well, on the other hand, narrative fidelity basically asks the questions, do the values that are portrayed within the text or the show or whatever you're studying actually match up with the audience's ideal truth or what they value? So, are you ready? Because here comes the fun. It's time to talk about Gossip Girl. So I have here with me my list of notes so I don't get too off topic and cross that line and go straight into crazy rants. But what I want to say is that first, with narrative fidelity in Gossip Girl, how do I say this? Gossip Girl is basically the dumbest show I think I've ever seen. Well, maybe not the dumbest show, but it's pretty dumb. There really is no narrative fidelity within the actual show. Maybe if I was a high schooler living on the Upper East Side in Manhattan with millions of dollars in trust funds, it would make a little bit more sense to me. But even then, I'm kind of skeptical about whether people actually behave as they do in the actual show in these kinds of places like Manhattan. Even if one disregards the excess drinking and strip clubs and bars, the drugs, the excess money, the complete lack of parental control, there really isn't a likable character on the whole entire show. Your choices and characters to like on the show are pretty much limited to the spoiled rich kids who party and manipulate and bully their way through high school, or on the other hand, the kind of outsider that's still rich, highly hypocritical and judgmental towards everyone else, but still goes to the same parties, does the same kind of manipulative behavior, but somehow they're different from the rest. There really is, for me, no narrative fidelity within the show. It's really hard for me to relate to any of the characters that are portrayed actually on the show. In regards to narrative coherence, I guess the characters do kind of act in these really ultra-predictable ways. No one ever engages in dialogue with each other. No one ever just, opens up. Instead, everyone lies, manipulates, bullies, pretty much through the use of this Gossip Girl blog that's become kind of infamous as the way that all the drama in the show kind of takes place. So I guess in that regards there is some coherence. Really, I do not understand how people relate to this show at all. But I love it. Obviously, I hate all the characters on the show, so that pretty much only leaves me with one character to actually like. Georgina Sparks, who's the ultra batshit crazy girl that comes in at the end of season 1 that kind of fucks with everyone else's lives, which I believe they all kind of deserve it because they're all spoiled and kind of stupid. If people just talk to each other on the show, there wouldn't really be a show. But I really kind of enjoy the Georgina Sparks character. So Kenneth Burke, if you can analyze that one, please help me out there. As a side note, I'm only in the middle of season 2, so please no spoilers in the comment section or talking about this to me actually in person in class or something like that. Okay, thanks. Next up, female gangster rappers. In class, we briefly talked about parasocial relationship theory, which are one-sided relationships that are completely made up in a person's mind that leave a person with a warped sense that they truly know the weatherman on a first-name basis and that they're best buds, or that Ryan Gosling is truly your boyfriend and he's in the Super Bowl village right now looking for you. But no judgment at all coming from me, because let me introduce to you right now my Aussie Hope girlfriend, Iggy Azalea.
On the phone, closing deals, George Elements, half a meal. Taylnchan, lace and gold,
Like me and Iggy, we're super tight now, and ever since I've been watching her videos and listening to her songs, all I've wanted to do is quit academia and start focusing on my rap career. Check my tweets. Which brings me to my discussion of the New York Times article, The Language of Fake Book. Are these tweets and my current get-up evidence of my fictionalized persona that I'm portraying on the internet? Or is it something else? Maybe. If you only know me through Ball State and taking classes with me, you probably think this whole get-up is just for the video, and it's a whole great big act. But my close friends that I've known throughout my whole life probably aren't surprised or fazed by my foul use of language on my tweets, or my assertion that I want to make a rap career instead of going to college. In fact, they all probably understand that my deep love and admiration of rap music stems from my best friend in middle school going out and getting Dr. Dre's 2001 CD, and we listened to that non-stop for years. But I don't think the article is completely baseless. I do believe that there is, to some extent, a hyper-exaggeration of emotions on Twitter and Facebook to kind of get across someone's message and enthusiasm across the internet. But I'm not yet convinced that the personas that people are portraying on Facebook and Twitter are completely fictionalized. They have to come from somewhere, right? Alright, thanks for watching my first ever episode of my Pop Blog. It really wouldn't be a communication studies related video blog if I didn't mention Altman and Taylor's social penetration theory, which seems to come up in every single communication studies class I've ever taken. So now you, everyone watching out there, should want to share with me all of your thoughts, addictions, and embarrassing videos that you've created, because I've done the same for you, and I've shown you my inner workings and dialogue. So until next episode, please comment, tweet me, make a video response, blog about this, whatever. Just get back to me with your thoughts. So until next time, see you later, BSU Pop Buddies and the rest of the world. White girls, people of bad bitches. My world, brown bitches. White girls, people of bad bitches. Hands in the air. This is for the bitches